a brief history of the International Baccalaureate program. It was founded in Geneva in 1968 as a nonprofit educational foundation. It was founded by a group of teachers who recognized that there was a need for an educational program that offered standardized courses and assessments, as this would ensure that wherever in the world their students were studying, they were studying at the level of education that was on par, if not higher, with the national level. Since 1968, IB programs can be found in over 4,000 schools all over the world, and an IB program has become synonymous with high quality, high performance education. Since the beginning, IB has stressed that the roles of educational programs and institutions are more than, the roles are about more than just delivering curriculum. IB has focused then on the development of the whole child. As you can see by the mission statement that I've put up on the slide, their mission statement starts with their commitment to developing inquirers who are knowledgeable and caring and who can empathize with others, even when there are differences between them. So to that end, IB has created the IB Learner Profile that highlights the characteristics that they hope that the IB program will foster in each of their diploma graduates. And these characteristics are the foundation or the core of the program. So IB at Michael Power, we have been an IB school since 2002. And in order to become an IB school, we had to undergo mandatory site inspections where a committee came to our school to make sure that we had the resources available to offer the IB program, things like labs and a well-stocked library. And as an IB school, we are accountable. We're accountable for training our teachers. We have, our IB teachers are all trained in IB curriculum. We need to train our teachers every 3 to 4 years, every time there are curriculum changes. We need to, every 5 years, there is a review, and since 2002, we've done 2 reviews. There are random site visits, especially during the exam process, and we also are kind of governed by a body called IPSO, which is the IB Schools of Ontario. So now that you have a little bit of background into the philosophy behind the IB program, that it's not just about academics, but about the development of the child as a whole, why or how does the IB fit into the 21st century? Well, I've put up on the slide 4 answers to that question. Our children need to do more now, more than ever, need to do more than just recite content. They need to be adaptive thinkers, skilled in problem solving. They need to learn how to synthesize and make sound judgments. The IB curriculum is interactive and helps students to meet demand-driven expectations. So just to recap some of the details of the program is a comprehensive 2-year curriculum which integrates the requirements of the Ontario Secondary School Diploma and those unique features to the IB course of study. It is 2 years. It starts in grade 11 and grade 12. In grade 9 and 10, we have what we call the IB program, which prepares the students for the diploma program. It is an internationally recognized portable pre-university program. It's an integrated subject curriculum that challenges students to develop skills that will be used throughout their adult lives. It's current and it's relevant. It's also criterion referenced, IB monitored, problem-solving based curriculum that focuses on the critical thinking and not the memorization. So I've included this slide because this is what we call the IB circle, and as you can see by the slide, the focus or the center of the circle is the IB learner, which is our students, and really it summarizes the whole diploma program. Students are at the center, and every layer of the circle focuses on one aspect of the diploma program. So in order to achieve the diploma, students in the IB program at Michael Power St. Joseph must take 3 higher level courses, which are courses that will span 240 hours in the span of 2 years. They need to also take 3 standard level courses. The slide lists the subjects we offer at each level. These subjects fulfill all subject requirements for the IB and the requirements for an OSSD diploma. So now I would like to call up Ms. Nadia Spadafora, who will speak to you about the IB core as well as our pre-IB program.
Good evening. Thank you, Ms. Grillo, and thank you all again for being here and showing your interest in what we think is just a phenomenal program. Again, our students will attest to that a little later. I wear many hats in this school, and in particular with the IB program, and that's just the way that I love it because it allows me to be involved in what I believe distinguishes the IB program from any other academically rigorous program. As Ms. Grillo attested to before in that diagram, the core is above and beyond any of the subject disciplines that the students have to study. And this also attests to what Mr. Brisbaugh was speaking of before at MPSJ, what we believe is educating the student body, mind, and soul. Above and beyond their courses, there are requirements such as CAS, extended essay, and TOK. And those form the core of the program, and these are mandatory diploma requirements that students must successfully complete over their 2 years. Oh, I'm going backwards, sorry. Okay, one of the core requirements is an extended essay, which I moderate and I help students begin in their grade 11 year. This is an extensive research-based assignment because IB also, again, focuses on students as being inquirers, lifelong learners, pursuing education above and beyond just the curriculum. So it's quite extensive. It's a 3,000 to 4,000 word paper that students undertake in their grade 11 year, and because there is a concurrency of 2 years of study, they don't complete it until their grade 12 year. Students are matched up with a subject-based mentor who guides them through the process, helps them meet various deadlines along the way, and built in is reflection on the process. Why do they want to explore this topic? How do they narrow down their research? What have they learned along the way? And then ultimately being able to produce quite an extensive piece of writing. Okay, so there you have it. One of my favorites is being CAS coordinator here at Michael Power St. Joseph, and CAS stands for Creativity, Activity, and Service. And this again is where I believe the IB program distinguishes itself from any other just academically rigorous program. The IB believes it's important to foster students that had those 10 learning profile traits that Ms. Grillo spoke about. Not just knowledgeable, thinking, inquirers. Those tend to be things that we can rattle off quite quickly with an academic program. But what about good communicators? What about balanced individuals? What about risk takers and open-minded and people who understand the value of being of service? What about people who want to extend themselves into their community, learn globally? It is an international program which teaches students their role in light of worldwide issues. So in CAS, again, students are asked over the 2 years of the program in grade 11 and 12 to engage in a variety of experiences which allow them to demonstrate their creativity, that they're active and they understand what it means to be active and stay healthy, and also to be of service to others. Here at Michael Power, as you heard, the students are very fortunate, and I think some of our students will talk to that later, Brianna specifically, that they have so many opportunities here to join clubs, to join outreach, to be involved in activities so that the service component is not a difficult component of CAS. Students are asked to find these activities, to log them over the 18 months, and again, to reflect on how they are growing, what strengths and weaknesses are they demonstrating, how are they working collaboratively with other students in the IB program, and how are they demonstrating the 10 IB learner profile traits. Again, we believe that CAS is the foundation of excellent scholarship. The IB really distinguishes students, and universities in Ontario, in Canada, in the United States, and in Europe are really beginning to recognize the merits of the IB program, not just because these are very, very academically minded students, but because they now have many experiences that they can talk to. They have a resume which is outstanding and simply stupefying because of all of the excellence that they have demonstrated in their community and in their lives. These are things that make the difference between scholarships and students who are rewarded at the university level. These are the lifelong skills that are built through CAS because IB values it. Again, I'm the CAS coordinator. I explain what CAS is all about, and it begins in grade 11. We don't track hours, although the students will receive 40 and then some hours for their Ontario Secondary School diploma requirements, that they have to do 40 hours of community service. So when it comes time for graduation, as the one of the IB coordinators, the IB students have their 40 hours taken care of without any problem if they've completed their CAS requirements. CAS is not graded, but it is a diploma requirement, so we do track the students over the 2 years. We have interviews with them in which we ask them to discuss their experiences and once again reflect and demonstrate their learning through CAS. Once again then, to earn the diploma, it's not just successful completion of their 6 credits, as Ms. Grillo highlighted, 3 at the higher level and 3 at the standard level. Students must also complete a TOK course, a Theory of Knowledge course, and that requires them also doing an essay independent of the course. They again have to do an extended essay, or EE for short. IB loves their acronyms, so we have TOK, EE, and CAS for short.
We have found a phone belonging to Thomas Solomon. Phone belonging to Thomas Solomon. The phone is in the main office on the 1st floor. That's Thomas Solomon. You left your phone in the gym, and we have it in the main.
Glad he'll be happy to hear it's found. All right, so they must complete a TOK course. They must complete their extended essay, which is externally graded, and they must complete CAS. They cannot receive a grade of E, a letter grade of E, in their TOK essay or their extended essay, or they will not receive their diploma. But we are here to make sure that doesn't happen. As you heard before, the IB teachers are highly motivated, very supportive, and we make sure, Ms. Grillo and I, as partners, that all the students are achieving as best as they can, and they are not going to slip through the cracks because they don't have all of their requirements. They must complete all IB assessed materials. That's all internal and externally graded, and they find out about that through their courses. They have to take examinations for all 6 of their courses. With exception, all of them are done in grade 12. One exception is French. So here at Michael Power, they will have 2 semesters of French in grade 11, and they will sit for their first exam at the end of grade 11. All their other courses are done in grade 12, the exams rather. They must score a minimum of 24. Without getting into too many specifics right now about the grading system, but our students become very familiar. IB is graded on a 7-point scale, so across their 6 courses, 7 being the highest, 1 being the lowest that they can receive, they cannot in total receive less than 24. Aiden Miles. who's going to speak to you in a little while, one of our graduates of 2017, received the highest possible score, a 7, across 6 of his disciplines, and received 2 bonus points, I believe. All 3, 2? Yes, please. A very rare achievement and something to be commended for sure. So we're very proud of our track record here at Michael Power. So the highest score, of course, is 42. That would be 7s across 6 subjects. And then the extended essay and the TOK essay allows students to pick up 3 bonus points. And so Aiden, 2 out of the 3? 3 out of the 3. So he got just about as close to that 45 as you can get. And of course, but we don't worry about that because we speak to our students about this extensively. There could be no hint of malpractice or academic cheating or plagiarism, but we've rarely had to deal with that. Another hat that I wear here at Michael Power is also a pre-IB coordinator, someone that just looks after grade 9s and 10s before they're actually in the program, because as you heard Ms. Grillo say, the program begins in grade 11. You will apply now to be in the program, however, so we accept you at grade 9 if you'd like to be in the IB program. There's no such thing as pre-IB courses in the sense that the curriculum is different. You are in an academic class. However, you're going to be concentrated in a class with students who are also destined to be in the IB program. That just allows myself and Ms. Grillo and any of your teachers just to help meet some of your needs and help you transition not just to high school, but to potentially be an IB student. So I often visit classes and ask pre-IB 9s and 10s if they'd like to have a mentor in the building, someone that they can just email or speak to if they have any questions. We have 2 socials planned throughout the year at Christmas and at Easter time, and I help coordinate that. We have our own IB student council, so to speak, or executive, of which both Matthew and Brianna are a part of. So we believe it's important also that beyond academics, our pre-IB 9s and 10s are integrated into the life of the school. As you're going to hear both students talk about, and Aiden as well, our IB students are involved in very many aspects. So yes, it's a rigorous program. Yes, you're going to work hard. Yes, there's going to be lots of homework and there's going to be times of intense stress and anxiety, but it's a wonderfully rewarding program, and you couple that with being in a school of this tremendous size and opportunity, and we find that there's just a multitude of things that IB students can become involved in, and we want to get that started at the pre-IB stage. I also help monitor you at report card time. This way we can see if there's any difficulties with adjusting to high school. So the point is, in being a pre-IB coordinator, it's just someone else that you can come and talk to if you have any questions or concerns. When it comes time to grade 10 and you pick your courses for grade 11 in IB, we are here to help you do that as well. So we're here every step of the way. Once you walk through those doors of Michael Power, you will be well supported, whether you're in the IB program or not. Okay. Again, so we congregate classes in grade 9 and 10, so we call those pre-IB classes, but again, they're merely congregated so that you will start to make friends with people who will be in the IB program. Your teachers perhaps will start to teach you the skills and the mindset that you will need to do well in IB. However, the curriculum is still just 9 or 10 Ontario academic curriculum. The only minor exception to that is math. So in grade 10 math, because the IB math curriculum is quite strenuous, at second semester of grade 10, you will be covering some grade 11 material. Other than that, in grade 9 and 10, you are only covering grade 9 and 10 material. The IB program does not begin until grade 11, as you've heard many times tonight. Across the board, all of our subject disciplines offer either extra school help in the form of labs, tutorials. Math is fancy. They call theirs the math cafe after school that you can go and attend. All your teachers are highly accessible, so you just ask them if you need extra help, or you come down to the IB office and speak to Ms. Grillo or myself, and we will make sure that you're well supported in your academics. And once again, we really believe in making a community here. It is a large school, and even the IB applicants are a rather large group. So we don't want you to feel like you're just floating out there without any support. So as I mentioned before, we have socials where we gather as just a big IB family and get to know one another. We have a big conference at the end of the year, which the IB students lead pretty much without my help. It's a way of celebrating the completion of the grade 10 year and the entrance into the IB program, and it's a way of the senior students passing on valuable and vital information from their experience about what the IB program is about. And I think I'll turn it again back over to Ms. Grillo. Thank you again. If you have any questions, we'll be available to answer.
Thank you. So let me just find my page. So why are we confident? Why are we confident that this program is the best choice for your child? To begin to answer this question, I will start by showing you a video of our graduates of 2017 speaking about the merits of the program.
Hello, my name is Anton, and I'm a graduate of Michael Powell St. Joseph High School IB program.
I chose the IB program for two reasons. One, I knew that it offered a challenge that would enable me to be able to handle whatever university would throw at me. As well, I knew that I would be able to cultivate the skills necessary to also handle university. So really it was a great program of preparation to springboard me into my university career.
The people who you're going to be with also want to be there, so it's the fact that I would be with like-minded people who want to go to school, who want to learn, and who are passionate about what they're doing that really inspired me to join.
What IB does is it gives you that stepping ladder to jumpstart yourself into university, to the next program. It's planning for the future rather than planning for the present.
Gives you like the habits you need for the rest of your life, and the work ethic and just the attitude that you should approach everything with. So I would definitely recommend it to everybody.
Being a part of IB actually helped with extracurriculars, because going into certain clubs and trying to meet new people, we already had a little bit of a family.
Because it offers a varied range of extracurriculars and stuff that you can do in school as well as outside of it that help you develop as a person.
The IB program has taught me to be more studious, manage my time. It's really helped me to test my limits and just go above and beyond what I thought I could do.
I would recommend IB to students who are willing to challenge themselves and actually are willing to take risks and actually want to improve their work ethic, because that's what IB prepares you for.
I definitely recommend IB to students who are considering the program if they want that challenge in high school, because it is a difficult program. However, it's also extremely rewarding.
This is a really fabulous opportunity for every single person and for future students.
Depends what kind of person you are. You have to know what you're getting into when you do the program. It's not going to be just like normal high school. It's more challenging. If you're the type of person who wants to be challenged and wants to be very prepared for university, I think it's a really good fit.
Sorry, technical difficulties. Awesome. Okay, so let me now introduce you to Aiden Miles. You may recognize him from the video you just watched. Aiden graduated from the IB program this past June. Aiden received a mark of 100% on 5 of his 6 IB subjects, and he is currently, yes, absolutely. And he's currently studying engineering science at the University of Toronto. Aiden?
All right, it's great to see a lot of you guys here interested in the IB program. I just
I was asked to come here and talk about my experiences in IB and how that helped shape my experiences in university, helped me so far in the 7 weeks that I've been in university. So I wanted to start off by talking about when I was in grade 8, choosing a high school that I wanted to go to. And I was in many of your positions right now. I had a lot of options, a lot of good schools that offered a lot of good programs that I wanted to get involved in. But I heard about Michael Power from one of my teachers, and she told me that it had extended French and IB in the same school. And when I came here, the welcoming environment that the school offered just seemed so appealing to me that I chose Michael Power. Basically, it was my only option at that time. So I really wanted to go to Michael Power. And I did my application, and I was fortunate enough to get into the school. And that's when the fun started. Beginning in grade 9 with pre-IB. The pre-IB program goes from grade 9 until grade 10. You take the same courses that you would in the academic program, but you do get to meet with the people that you'll be with for the next 4 years in the IB program. And as well, you do get that beginnings of a harder workload that you'll have to deal with starting in grade 11. So the pre-IB program was a good, I guess, litmus test for me in terms of seeing whether or not I wanted to go into grade 11 and into grade 11 IB. And I thought that in grade 9 and grade 10, everything that I was able to do in grade 9 and grade 10, the successes I was able to achieve, I thought that IB was right for me. So I decided to continue on with the program. And that's when the fun really started in grade 11. And I wanted to start off by talking about the academics side of things. It was a harsh 2 years, if I'm being completely honest, in terms of academics. Lots of homework in all of the six courses that I had over the 2 years. And I think that the harshness was really important for me in terms of becoming who I am today and in terms of growing as a student, because in grade 11 and grade 12, you really want to be able to shape the foundations that you're going to need in university. And I think that being able to experience difficult courses, the difficult workloads of courses such as, or even courses that I'm not too interested in. Personally, since I'm in engineering, I'm more interested in math, I'm more interested in physics and chemistry, but as well, being able to focus on English and history as well enabled me to become a more well-rounded student, which surprisingly, or maybe not that surprisingly, has helped me in the engineering realm as well, working on different assignments and that kind of thing. So I think that the workload of the program has really prepared me for the workload that I'm going to have to continue to endure in my first 2 years of university, and then afterwards when I specialize. It was really important for me to be able to balance my life, because I think that the teachers at this school know that you have a lot on your plate, but they don't want you to become a zombie that only does work all the time. They want you to be able to balance your life with the work that you have to do. They want you to be able to balance extracurriculars. I myself was involved in many extracurriculars throughout my time here. I was involved in FTC, which is a docudrama that we put on every year. I was involved, I was in a band. I was involved in the swim team and track and field, so I was involved in a lot of different clubs that enabled me to, even after a hard day of work, I could de-stress at the end of the day with something like swimming, something physical to kind of take my mind off of the work and allow my mind to focus and concentrate on what I was doing in terms of physicality. As well, just becoming a more well-rounded person in general was important, because once again, you don't want to be a one-trick pony. You want to be able to be that well-rounded person that not only is good for job opportunities and that kind of thing, but also for your own life in general. You want to be able to balance your health with your school, your academics, and as well as your social life. And there's a stigma with IB that you have to choose. It's basically like a Venn diagram with sleep, social life, and school, and it says that you can only choose 2 of those 3. Starting in grade 11, when I had a lot of work, I found that to be sort of true. It was very, very difficult to balance my school and my academics, or my academics and my extracurriculars with my social life. But as I became more used to the program, as I got used to the shock that the first couple of months of grade 11 delivered, I was able to realize, okay, I can handle this. I became accustomed to it, and it really helped me grow into someone who's able to balance all the work that I have to do with with my social life, and as well with extracurriculars that I want to do to kind of balance me as an individual. And that's really helped me in university as well, because with the even heavier workload that you're experiencing in university, you have to be able to adapt. Although things, you might be shocked in the first year of university when your marks are a bit lower than they were in high school, and even in the first year of IB, your marks may be a little lower than you're used to. The shock is important to really force you and push you to unlock your potential, and really force you and drive you to try harder and be as good as you can in everything that you do. And I also just wanted to talk about the teachers at this school in the program. They're so supportive, and they're so helpful. They want you to succeed, and they know that you have a lot of work to do. But they also realize the benefits of the program, and just as the students should, as if you're going into this program. And the teachers are always there to support you. You can approach them at any time. They're very helpful, very approachable, and all in all, it creates a really helpful and caring environment. And if I had to redo my high school decision, I don't think I would have it any other way. So thank you.
Thank you so much, Aiden. Next, I would like to introduce Matthew and Brianna, 2 of our grade 12 students, who will speak to you about their experiences in IB.
Hi, so my name is Matthew Lynn, and I'm a grade 12 student in the IB program at Michael Power. So where should I start off with IB? I think I should start where it all began. So me, in these seats right now where you guys are, when I was in grade 8. I remember my mom in this exact same presentation, and she was like, hey, you should totally do this. And I was like, ooh, maybe I'll apply, but we'll see how it goes. And when I got that acceptance letter and I realized that I'll give it a try, that was the best decision of my life, because these last couple years have been amazing. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. Yes, this is a very rigorous course that if you want to really challenge yourself to be the best person you can be and the best academically, then this is by far the best program for you. But to compact this program into just an academic program is not possible, because this program is so much more than that. It teaches you not only the things you need to survive in the school, in academic school, but also the school of life in general. For me in particular, I learned so many skills that are so instrumental in who I am today. For example, doing an oral speech in front of all these people, if you had asked me in grade 8, I would have probably said, maybe I'll stay at home because I don't want to screw this up. But I decided that this is the best thing that I can do to give back to a program that's given me so much, to tell you guys to make the right decision and follow in the footsteps of this program. Furthermore, the main thing that I think is really good about this program is it teaches you time management. In grade 9 and 10, I'm guilty of this. I didn't always manage my time very wisely. I would procrastinate this. Oh, I have a math test tomorrow. Oh, maybe I can study the morning of. No, worst mistake of my life. Just study on time and develop these habits. The teachers are so wonderful that they ease you into it. In the pre-IB program, they teach you the skills and gradually give you more and more work, so that way you are not just thrown into the deep end with all of this work, but instead you are able to develop your own strategy, the best way that you study. And these make the first couple years of university, when we all know that workload is a lot harder, it makes it much more manageable. So don't wait for that one bad test where you tried to leave it to last minute and then you didn't do so well, but really start early and really grow and have this time management as a skill for you in the future. So I just like to take some time to really shout out to all my teachers, because they are truly the most amazing teachers that I have ever had. They are always available after school for extra.
Not even paying him for this, by the way.
Yes, it's not because they're just in the room,
Totally
but it actually really is. It's true. They're so amazing. They're so knowledgeable. And if you don't know something, they will help you. They'll stay after school. School doesn't just end right at 2:30 for them. They're always invested in your future and want you to be the best that you can be. Even more so, like proof of that is that all these teachers, they go to these IB conferences around the world to become better teachers, to realize how they can cater these courses to the needs of the students. I know my biology teacher just went away for the weekend to do that, and she's coming back with all these new ideas of how she can infuse these new ideas and topics into the way we learn. Lastly, I'd just like to say that the IB program really forces you to make connections and think critically and deeply about everything that we have. For example, the TOK course is really the epitome of this notion, because in the TOK course, you learn about how we know what we know. And this is really something that has changed the way I've seen life. I used to look at things, okay, this is the way it is, and that's just how it's going to be. But why does this happen? Why are things the way they are in the world? And I think that's something that's really great, because it gets you not only to be a more critical thinker, but helps you to be better and not just take everything at face value, but really look at stuff and make decisions for yourself. So I would just like to say that overall, I would say give this program a shot like I did, and you won't regret it. Thank you.
Okay, so now that all the logistics and kind of the boring stuff about how this makes you a well-rounded student is out of the way and the parents are impressed, I'm going to kind of talk to the social aspect of IB and dispel the myth that there is no social life if you do IB. So applicants, don't worry. I am very sociable and I have a very big social life outside of school. So I am on a huge amount of clubs and teams at this school. I'm actually the president and founder of the Because I Am a Girl Club here at Michael Power. And I was also on the Minister's Student Advisory Council of Ontario. So this was a competitive application process where I actually was able to represent Michael Power and the Toronto community at a provincial level and speak to the education minister about kind of what we as students want to see in our education. And I was actually able to talk about the different components that are in the IB program to kind of infuse in the actual Ontario curriculum. But in the IB program, there are so many different aspects, like CAS, that kind of encourage you to get involved. So I chose the IB program because of this kind of ability that even though it is a very stressful academic program, you do have time to do things outside of school. So a lot of questions that I get are, how do you have time to be in a hockey team and be at school, for a lot longer after school because I'm part of so many clubs. And I think it comes with the support of my teachers and classmates. So in IB, there is such a huge sense of community, and you build very close relationships with not only the students that are in your classes, but also your teachers. Because you are in the same cohort through grades 9 to 12, you are able to build relationships with your classmates as well as the teachers, because you do have the same teachers throughout the 4 years, and you're able to kind of create a support system around you. And so when you are really stressed and bogged down with maybe math or English, you're able to kind of talk to your teachers and make arrangements for when other assignments should be due. In addition, it's really important, I believe, to get involved in your school and to be involved in your school community. So that way you are able to foster relationships with your friends in a different setting outside of the classroom. And I think CAS, making it a requirement of the IB program, is so important for us IB students, because sometimes we forget to have fun. Sometimes we're so stressed out with school, and I'm not gonna lie, it is quite a stressful program, but I think by grade 12, we have the skills in place because of the preparation through grades 9 to 11, that we are able to manage our time, that we are able to go out and have fun, but we also acknowledge the important times in the school year that we really have to focus and get down to work. And I think it goes without saying that it's, you know, the amazing teachers at Power, but it's also the students that are in our classes. So when you're surrounded with students who are like-minded and who want to be successful, that pushes you to also be successful. It also pushes you to get involved. So I am also the vice president on DECA, and in grade 9, I was kind of interested in it, but I actually didn't join until grade 10. And it was because of the overwhelming amount of students in my classes that were part of this amazing opportunity. And you can check that out in the form tonight. But I just think that IB is definitely not all academics, and it's very important that we get involved, and IB does incorporate that in the diploma requirement.
It's not working again. There you go. Okay, so you've just heard 3 testimonials highlighting the benefits of an IB diploma, but let's look at some statistics as well. Studies have shown that compared to their peers, IB students tend to go to university at higher rates, go to more selective universities, and perform better once there. In the Americas, students who earn the IB diploma have a four-year graduation rate of 88.6%. The 4-year graduation rate for all students is only 51.3. That's a significant difference. IB students may earn up to 4 university level credits, and at about $1,500 a pop, you can, you know how valuable that is. From 2011 to 2017, our MPSJ IB students have earned over 700 potential first-year university credits. But that's not all. Michael Power IB students have exceeded the world average in their results in each of the past 12 consecutive years. The world average is usually about a 5, which is 84%, and we've always been higher than 84%. The university acceptance rate for Michael Power St. Joseph students over the history of the program is 99.2%, which is virtually everyone. Last year, IB class received an average of 5 university acceptances, and 94% received their first or their second program choice. 93% of the students in the IB class of 2017 received scholarship offers. Yes. Over the last 7 years, MPSJ IB students have received scholarship offers totaling approximately $4 million. So which universities are our students attending? Here we go. As you can see, the list is a long one, and it includes universities from all over the world, Canada, American universities, and European universities. Actually, I forgot to add one. I just found out today that we have a student going to the University of Porto in Portugal, so I need to add that one there for sure. And which programs are our graduates choosing? Again, a wide range of program choices ranging from the sciences to business to the fine arts. We have a student who is currently first year at OCAD. So I'm very mindful of the time, and we'll just talk briefly about logistics and details. So the IB application process, I know that we were handing out hard copies of our application today, and we are out of applications. But our application is actually online. It can be found at the, on the MPSJ website. Hard copies, again, we apologize, but they are there. They're readily available. You can print them out, and that would be fine. Applications must be completed in full and dropped off at the school or emailed to us. Please include a $30 check to cover our processing fee. The deadline of the application is December 1st. That's a PD day. So, but teachers are at the school. I will be here if you want to drop it off. If you have any questions, you can always just ask for me to be paged, and I can come and answer your questions. But the deadline is December 1st. You will know, so what happens is once we have all of the applications, there is a kind of an application processing committee, and we review all of the applications, and by January 8th, we will contact all of the students and let them know if they have been accepted or not. If the student is accepted, then you have about a week to confirm that acceptance. If you feel that the IB program is where you would like your children to be, and we hope that it is, then I invite you to go on our website, read more about the program, fill out the application, submit the application, and really come. And I invite you to join our school community, to join our program, and to really experience what the IB Advantage is. Thank you so much for being here this evening. Classes are still open. You feel free to visit our classrooms, and we have students around the building with IB stickers on them. Feel free to approach them and ask them about the program. Okay? Thank you so much. And there are some additional materials outside. Please feel free to grab some. Thank you.